Are you recording?
Oh yeah, but
Are you recording?
yeah.
I'm just having food in my face.
Oh, that's fine.
No, can you see me? Oh, the camera's in front of my face.
You gotta check your phone and check the.
That pretzel is delicious. All right, welcome to episode 2 of Corks and Cooks podcast.
Welcome back.
Welcome back for more fun and laughter and
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Episode 1 seems like it went fairly well. A lot of good feedback, a lot of good jokes.
You
so-
got jokes to use on me.
Yeah.
Not fair. Where's my jokes to use on you? But it's okay.
Yeah,
It's
I have one
okay.
that somebody sent me. I'll say, but
For tonight's episode, we're gonna do some more jokes. Then we're gonna go into conspiracy theories, and then we're gonna touch on a fun and interesting work topics, like fun things that you've witnessed at work and
interesting things, fun things, crazy things.
Yeah. Don't worry, we won't name drop anyone because we don't want to humiliate you or nothing.
Yeah.
But we're gonna make it fun. So for dad jokes, go ahead and kick it off. Let's
All right,
see.
so this is going to be the one that somebody sent me. I don't know. Should I? Yeah, we'll say it first. Why not? All right. Why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road? I know you're going to laugh at this.
Why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road? Why?
It got stuck in the crack.
That is so
I told you.
was
I'm
that
glad
from?
that was from Steph.
Shout out Steph. I should have known she would have had to go.
That's why I'm glad you. I didn't tell you earlier. I told you I couldn't tell you. It would have ruined it. All right.
So I always thought the dryer was shrinking my clothes. Turns out it was always the refrigerator. Tell me you get that.
0%.
Okay. I always thought the dryer was shrinking my clothes.
Oh.
Turns out it was the refrigerator.
It took a second. I got it. That one left me hanging, man. Wow. All right.
One for one.
At my last job, I worked at a calendar company, but I was fired. Why? At my last job, I worked at a calendar company, but I was fired. Why?
Why?
Because I took a couple days off.
What?
Real knee slapper, that one.
Hold on, I gotta go in. I'm afraid for the calendar. Its days are numbered.
I love how we were on the same wavelength for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you hear about the guy who got hit in the head with a can of soda?
No.
He was lucky it was a soft drink.
I can't stand you. You lucky I like this wine. By the way, shout out, we got strawberry wine today to go with this episode.
Delicious.
So every time we laugh, we gotta drink it, even though I'm still
I'm just
gonna
gonna drink
it
either way.
after
So
laughing.
yeah, I'm just gonna drink either way. Happy Saturday.
All right. What do you call a factory that makes okay products?
That makes okay products?
Mm-hmm.
What do you call a factory that makes okay products? I don't know.
A satisfactory.
Come on. That's as bad as the supplies.
Oh my god. Supplies.
All right. What did one plate whisper to the other plate?
I don't know what it is.
Dinner is on me.
Stop.
Okay. Go ahead.
What did the ocean say to the beach?
I feel like I've heard this one. What did the ocean say to the beach? Did you try hard so I can't guess any of these ones?
I did. Just thinking.
Okay. I don't know what.
It just waved.
Oh. thought it had something to do with the sand or the shore or something.
No.
Oh my gosh. All right. All right. Why did the coffee file a police report?
Why did the coffee?
Why did the coffee, the coffee?
The coffee. I don't know why.
It got mugged.
Oh.
Yeah, that one. Don't overthink it.
Oh.
Oh, it was good. Why did the math book look sad?
It had too many problems to solve.
Damn it!
Did I get that right?
It had too many problems. Yeah.
Oh my god! I'm so proud of myself.
Wow. All right. Good
No,
job.
okay,
Good job.
Okay.
I was not expecting you to get that one.
Okay. We getting this vibe. I went to a seafood disco last week. Pulled a muscle.
Oh my god.
What did the police officer say to the belly button?
I don't know what.
You're under a vest.
Stop. Stop looking for the perfect match. Use a lighter.
I'm holding it in.
What's Forrest Gump's password?
Run, Forrest.
Close. One Forrest one.
Oh, I'd have been 2 for 2.
Yeah, close.
Why did Billy get fired from the banana factory? Swear to God, it's on this. I'll show you.
I would never.
Why did Billy get fired from the banana factory?
Because he was bananas.
He kept throwing away the bent ones.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
you laughed way too hard at that.
We're gonna leave that there. We will not get me started.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
Oh, I got a good one. What do you call someone with no body and no nose?
Nobody knows.
Oh, I hate you.
All right. What does a nosy pepper do?
What?
It gets jalapeno business.
Yeah, all up in your business. I can name a couple of those.
Oh.
Okay.
A couple.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh my god.
Can a kangaroo jump higher than a house?
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
Because houses can't jump.
I'm a true blonde. The fact that
I wouldn't have got that one either. That's
jumping,
like what weighs more, a pound of feathers or a pound of bricks?
Pound of bricks.
Why?
Just, I don't know.
It's not because it's bricks. A pound of feathers or a pound of bricks, what weighs more?
A pound.
Right, so that's why it's not bricks.
This is not good. He's trying to get me again.
At least you caught it this time, but yeah, it's a pound either way. So whether it's a pound of feathers or a pound of bricks, it's a pound.
This graveyard that I live next to looks really overcrowded. People must be dying to get in.
That's sketchy because you live next to a graveyard. I didn't even look.
I'm like impressed though. Like when I went to settle on my home, I remember when the realtor took us around, you wouldn't even know there was a graveyard. Then we bought the home and we went down the street and we're like, oh crap.
At least it's down the street.
It's
down the street and not like in
not
your backyard.
Two. There's one on each side and they're owned by different
That's right.
companies.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good on that. All right. How do you deal with the fear of speed bumps?
Squeeze my ass when I ride over them. Oh, I'm sorry. We gotta bleep that out.
Hope you don't bottom out.
Hope I don't bottom up.
Anyway.
Now everybody knows what I do when I ride over a speed bump. It's all okay though. But go ahead. What was the joke now?
How do you feel? I don't even know now. How do you deal with the fear of speed bumps?
I don't know how.
You slowly get over it. So what you said was not correct.
Nope.
I mean, it's correct, but not correct.
All right. Shout out to my fingers. I can count on all of them. Don't roll your eyes.
They might get stuck like that.
Let me count my ABCs now. We got some work
Start
to
with
do.
Z.
No. I used to play piano by ear. Now I use my hands.
That one took way too long for me to get.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. All right. What did one wall say to the other wall?
I'll see you in the corner. 2 for 2.
I'll meet you in the corner.
Same thing.
all right, I guess.
I get that one. Did you hear about the guy who invented the knock knock joke? He won the Nobel Prize.
Damn it. Yeah, not where I was going with that. All right. Why don't skeletons fight each other?
They got no bones?
Close. They don't have the guts.
Oh.
Skeletons have bones. Did you hear about the circus fire? It was intense. You don't get it, do you?
Wait, did you hear about this?
Did you hear about the circus fire? It was intense. Intense. T-E-N-T-S.
Yo, is this the second episode you had to spell out an answer
Just so...
of your Oh, we're gonna keep that.
Sometimes people just don't get it, so sometimes you have to spell it out. I could just tell that the answer wasn't there.
Yeah, I might be missing some up here. What we have up next is conspiracy theories.
It took us a little while to come up with something that we kind of thought was going to be interesting. There's so many different conspiracy theories. We are kind of trying to stay away from like controversial ones, and just like talk about kind of like crazy different ones that have happened. And I know one of the most popular ones is the Bermuda Triangle. So we'll talk about that a little bit, a couple crazy stories that we found. Yeah, so the Bermuda Triangle, down like the Caribbean, between like Bermuda, Puerto Rico, that area, is known for ships disappearing, flights disappearing, people disappearing, crazy storms, but every time somebody disappears, there's like no rhyme or reason. And they kind of can't figure out what keeps happening. So one of the stories I'd come across was about a U.S. military craft in 1918. It was called the USS Cyclops. It was en route to Baltimore from Brazil, and it randomly disappeared in between in the Bermuda Triangle. Never found any kind of sign of it. Never heard anything from it. It was carrying 10.8 tons of manganese ore for shipment. 309 crew members on board, starting on a normal day, good weather, but they never heard from the ship again. No remains of the ship were found. No crew members were found. It's kind of crazy how things happen. So like Amelia Earhart recently was kind of a conspiracy too, now that I think about it, because they just, I don't know if you've seen it recently, they started talking about how they found her.
Who was it?
Amelia Earhart. And
yeah,
she disappeared.
And then her plane disappeared.
Yeah, she disappeared. And this was like years ago. I don't remember the exact year, but like she disappeared. Now all of a sudden, I haven't seen, like read too much of the article or anything like that, but they're saying like, oh, we found, parts of her plane and all that stuff. But there's no explanation of whatever happened. Now they're saying they just found it. The Cyclops had become part of the list of more than 100 ships and planes to have vanished under strange circumstances in the Bermuda Triangle.
It's a little scary when you think about the 309 crew members on board, did they have kids? Were they married?
Families.
Someone's
but they're
kid?
going, living
they
their...
just vanish.
Just doing what they do for living.
It's crazy when you think about it too, because right, they vanish. And if they reappear, it brings me back to shout out Godzilla. Yes, love Godzilla. When you think of the new TV series out there called Monarch, right?
I've never seen that.
About people that fall into this universe. And this universe is where it's 100 years on our Earth is only 5 or 10 days
like
down
a whole
there.
Different type of lifespan.
Yeah, so I don't want to ruin it, so
I'll say, because now
plug your ears if you watch
I've never seen this, so if I'm going to watch this.
It's just one of the main characters falls into this, right? And, he finds a way back out when Godzilla opens up this portal again, and he is so young and he's 80 something and he looks like us. So
Wow.
like when you think about it, like if these people were ever to be found or like reappear, like how would they look? How would they age? Like when that a different universe, like time is different there than it is here.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's like
would their loved ones have still been alive? Probably not, because this is
yeah.
1918. So let me not blow
Yeah.
it again. But like, think about it. Like, if they ever reappeared back into the correct universe, like
hmm
a
hmm
lot of what they knew as family is probably gone.
Non-existent, and then they figure
Yeah.
everything out. Well, this is so off topic. Talking about different universes with like aliens and stuff like that. Like they have,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure it's still a project that's a thing. It was called like the Mars Project or something,
I think I
where
heard
you
that.
can like they have communities they're building on Mars, and you can like pretty much, I guess, give up life and just go like be a part of science and see like what it would be like to have life on Mars
Yeah. No,
and
thank you.
yeah, I don't think because I don't know. I didn't really look into it, but what I understand is it's a one way ticket. Like that is
Oh
your
yeah. When you're
like you
there, you're
don't get to say
there.
never mind and go. I want to go home back to
Yeah.
Kentucky or Kansas or wherever. Like click my heels together and come back home. But it's a crazy idea of life in other planets. But
And they never found any trace of
no, so
this.
it's crazy because there's thousands and thousands of flights, ships that go through Bermuda Triangle like every day, all day, every day, and nothing ever happens. But there's always one, and I guess not recently, but that pops out like the ship. Or there's one I found about bombers, military bombers, in 1945. It was called the TBM Avenger torpedo bombers. They left at Naval Air Support, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for a training routine under Lieutenant Charles acting as their leader. Had like 2,500 flying hours, multiple World War II combat tours in the Pacific. So like he knew what he was doing flying a plane. Like it wasn't anything kind of like foul play that I guess anyone would ever know because they'd never have an answer. Um, they were called Flight 19. They were doing navigation problem number one, which was to fly to the east from Florida coast, conduct bombing runs at a place called Hens and Chickens Shoals, turn north, and then proceed over Grand Bahama Island. The flight's last leg was to fly over back to NAS Fort Lauderdale. So weather was supposed to be normal, everything like that. Maybe a couple showers, but nothing like crazy. Everything went planned on the first part of the flight. They dropped practice bombs without any problems, and as they turned north for the second leg of the journey, trouble began for the flight. At approximately 3:45 p.m., Fort Lauderdale's flight tower received a message from Taylor, who repeatedly sounded confused and worried over the transmission. And he said, quote, "Cannot see land. We seem to be off course." And when they
Mm.
kept asking it about position, it was about 10 minutes of silence before they got an answer. Um, Personnel peered out, I guess, because they could see from tower where they were supposed to be conducting these trials and stuff like that, and they couldn't find anything. Like even if they gave like direct coordinates, there was no sign of anybody being there. Um, so then they lost him for about 10 minutes again. When it resumed, it wasn't the person flying the plane. It wasn't the flight leader that responded. It was a whole different person. So they were like, "That's kind of weird." Like, okay. And they said, quote, "We can't find west. Everything is wrong. We can't be sure of any direction. Everything looks strange, even the ocean." So like, okay, that's literally, I just got the chills saying that. Like imagine being
Yeah.
in that situation and like you literally disappear and never get seen from again. Um, so they lost connection with them. They ended up sending out, after 20 minutes of radio silence, um, they sent out kind of like another team to go look for them, and then
Mm-hmm.
that team was never seen again.
See,
So
now that's sad because now
wow,
that's not
literally just
like
got the
one
chills again.
team's like missing, but now you have two.
Well, you don't usually hear like you hear about the original vessel that goes missing or the plane that goes missing. You don't hear about the search team going
Yeah.
missing too. So many people in this military just disappeared, never found anything from it. Um, the last thing they ever said was, "It looks like we're entering whitewater and we're completely lost." And then they weren't able within minutes. That's when they started to scramble
Ooh.
all the jets and everything. Never found anything. They searched 250,000 square miles of Atlantic and Gulf waters, but nothing was ever found. Naval aviation personnel searched. No wreckage, no life rafts, no aviators, not even an oil slick from anything left over from the boat or the plane. It was just
It's
non-existent.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
How do you explain the unexplainable?
You
Like,
can't.
I feel like there are things that happen in this world that certain powers that be don't want us to know is happening.
Oh yeah.
They kind of keep it in a tight knit group.
You'll always be
Um,
kept from top secrets.
yeah.
It's just
And I think it's funny though, because no matter how much they try to keep us upcoming generation from things like this, we are so powerful with the social media platforms that are put out there that there's no silencing us. Like,
but with social media, like as soon as something happens, everybody knows. It goes viral, it gets millions of views, and like there's so much more, I guess, freedom to speak about it now, and like ways that you can put it out to the public. It's just more publicly known, but like it's always been a crazy problem. But, like
yeah.
social media gives
Social media is a way for people to tell their business and get pissed off when people question it or ask it. It's a way for
business
people to be
opinions.
nosy. It's a way for people to hate on people. But at the same time, when you hating on that person, you're hating on them for a specific reason.
Or sometimes
It's just like,
it's I don't know, I don't get it.
that's why I stay away from that side of that world, because it's like, again, our generation of upcoming, we fight for everything. And how do we fight with it? We share it with social media. Like, what was it, beginning of the week, the Congress or whoever was, the floor was passing a bill on banning TikTok.
I saw that.
How did the TikTok app that day before that bill got passed up send notifications like, hey, if you're not for this and you don't support it, click here, enter your zip code, call your local Congress office, right?
And it's crazy that they're trying to ban TikTok. Meanwhile,
yeah,
there's homeless people, homeless veterans.
Yep.
People are losing their houses. People are losing their jobs, unemployment. Like we're in a war we shouldn't be in, which we're not even going to talk about stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
no.
You know what I mean? There's other things you should focus on instead of, because you know how many people, there's a lot of people. I think when the president of TikTok was testifying in Congress, he said that like after he had posted the video and had talked about how many people rely on TikTok for their income, and there's a lot of influencers that do.
It was 170 million users. There's
Would
over
be
500 independent upcoming companies where they sell stuff on the platform. And it's crazy because when the original talk of banning TikTok was at, oh my god, the user count was so low, right?
Oh yeah, I remember
now
when
it's at 170 million. You
TikTok
can't shut people up from that.
Yeah, I remember TikTok used to be Musically, like years ago.
Used to be Musically. They got bought out.
And then it turned into something. It turned into something way different than what Musically was, and it's a crazy platform.
Well, here's another good conspiracy theory. It kind of goes back with Bermuda Triangle, whatnot, in an article. It's called witchcraft.
Ooh.
On December 22nd, 1967, a cabin cruiser named Witchcraft left Miami with her captain, Dan Barak, and his friend, Father Patrick Horgan. The two gentlemen's journey on a 23-foot luxury yacht was to enjoy the wonderful view of the Miami Christmas lights. However, after reaching just 1 mile from offshore, the Coast Guard received a call from the captain stating that his ship had hit something, but there was no substantial damage, indicating help. All right, here we go, Google. Indicating help to be towed to shore, the Coast Guard set off immediately, reaching Witchcraft as many as 19 minutes alone, but to nothing. The area indicated the ship's location was completely deserted with no signs of any ship having been stranded or even present there previously. What's most intriguing about this story is that the particular cruiser was virtually unsinkable, not to mention numerous life-saving devices present aboard, including life jackets, lifeboats, flares, distress signals, devices, etc. None of them was used, and the ship was gone. The Coast Guard officials searched hundreds of squares over the ocean over the next few days, but were unsuccessful. Nothing of the ship has been found until this day. The ship is gone, and what remains is only the speculation that can be done now. So this entire ship that had so many life jackets, lifeboats, flares, distress signal devices just vanished.
That's crazy because they also said the Titanic was unsinkable.
Oh, yeah.
Maiden voyage unsinkable, and then hit an iceberg and sunk. But there's proof of
it's
proof of that, and there's wreckage, and like you see the wreckage. But with that story, there was no signs of anything. No signs. Again, no oil, no nothing from anything.
No signs, no trace, nothing under the water. It was just crazy.
That's crazy. I can't even see. And like I always thought about, I mean, you don't hear about it with cruises and stuff, but like you go on a boat I'm like, I don't know.
Oh,
I would love to go
I
on a
don't do
cruise.
boats.
I would love to go on a cruise. I've
I
always
will
wanted a
say
boat, but
I have looked at cruises. There was like a new cruise ship that got built at the beginning of the
oh yeah,
year, and it has like arcade and water park across the whole
yeah.
ship. I looked at tickets because it's a week long, so it hit like Mexico, Hawaii, like it hit all of
Yeah.
those areas. They wanted like
Oh
$10,000 for
yeah,
a week. I was like,
and that's not including a drink package,
oh no, it
or is that all
included
inclusive?
not the alcohol, but it included like the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I
Yes,
was
you just
like,
had to pay for the drink package.
not for
Yeah, I know
10K.
someone. Her and her son are going on. I think she said a 10-day cruise, and she said, it was
Shout
supposed
out
to
to
go
her.
right. It was supposed to go in the beginning of the year. It wasn't done, so now it's April or whatever the case is. But it's like a 10-day cruise to Greece and Italy. I'm like, wow.
I would love that.
Oh, I've always wanted to
I
go.
think my last trip was to Miami and
Yeah.
I swam with dolphins. Shout out to dolphins, but not shout out to that one that got loose
Oh
and
yeah.
tried swimming me. For the
Good thing
viewers,
they're
because y'all
not.
might not know
Good thing
this.
they're not violent
Well,
like
actually, y'all don't know the story. But I went to Miami and my favorite thing is dolphins. And I always wanted to swim with dolphins. And I went down there and, they were like, all right, this is what's going to happen. Follow our steps and do exactly what we tell you to do. And I'm like, all right, cool, cool, cool.
simple.
So I got to swim with 2 dolphins. And my husband, shout out to him, he bought the tickets. He made me go first, okay? We're just going to say that.
He said, I bought it. You're dying first.
Pretty much. Like this, so we all get photographers, right? So there was a photographer that was there getting photos the whole time. And they were like, all right, who wants to swim with them first? I'm a kid in a candy shop. I'm like, oh, me. So we paid for the premium package. So they split us up. There was like at least 30 people there. So me and him got to go all the way to the left side and swim with 2 dolphins. And then everyone else got to swim with the 1 dolphin, or they just get photos with a dolphin. It really depends. So I was like, all right, I'm going. Pick me. All right, let's go. She's like, all right, well, what we're going to do is, and remind you, it's just this one big pool. There's 2 dolphins right in front of me.
Yeah.
There's one all the way at the other end.
So they literally just sit there and wait for you to kind of like latch
They
on.
wait for their instructor to tell them what to do, right? So there's different movements that mean different commands. And so she's like, what you're going to do is you're going to step off the plank, you're going to swim to the left, and you're going to go all the way down to the buoy. Like, all right, I got this. She's like, and when you're at the buoy, I'm then going to blow the whistle, and then I'm going to release you to the middle of the pool. And I release you to the middle of the pool. What you're going to do is you're going to lift your arms up like this, she said, and keep them up in the air. What this means is the dolphin is going to swim to me, turn upside down onto its back. Yep. I'm going to grab its fins and it's going to swim. I'm going to belly swim on it.
Oh, that's cool.
So we got an old little lady dolphin. She's a little old lady.
Uh-huh.
And then we got a young little guy. Young little guy, right? But then on the other side of the pool, there's another older one. And they try to keep them all separated because they all live together. So sometimes they make each other too excited or too hyper. And what happened was they're taking pictures with their dolphin. There's 2 trainers in the front with a dolphin training this one, all in this one large pool. But there's so many pools in these pools. I didn't understand it, but I don't run the property, but whatever. So I go off and she goes stepping off and she says in the microphone and she blows the whistle. So everybody that's out with a dolphin knows there's a body in the pool. We got to watch this body, but more importantly, we need to watch our dolphins. Mm-hmm. Because if one gets loose, another one gets loose, they start playing.
It's game over. Yeah.
It's game over. And remind you, they tell you that if you have long hair, it had to be up in a ponytail. No long nails.
No, I know you can't do like shiny jewelry and stuff like that.
No jewelry whatsoever.
Because when I was younger, I think it was, I don't even remember where it was. It had to be SeaWorld. My dad had paid for my mom to be able to like pet dolphins and stuff like that, and she had to take all her jewelry off and stuff like that because it's like it messes with them or attracts them, or they try to, I don't know. But you couldn't have it.
With it. But they told me they sent me an email the day before I left New Jersey to go down there and was like, your nails have to be cut completely short and filed.
Not my nails.
And I just got them done 2 days before that email. So
yeah, ladies, you got ready for Miami.
When they fully done, that pressure when you take them off. So Long story short,
And
got
you
him
didn't
taken
cry?
off. I did. Went down there, got in the pool. I got all the way to the buoy. She blows the whistle and says, all right, release to the middle. Like, all right, so now, mind you, I'm in a pool that's at least 14 feet deep. And these trainers tell you that if the dolphin gets pissed off, it is known to drag you to the bottom of the pool.
Yeah.
So to be a dolphin instructor, you need to be able to hold your breath for over 2 to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm asthmatic. I ain't holding my breath more than 10 seconds.
It's been a minute. I used to be real good at holding my breath, but it's been a minute. Nope. So, I mean, either way, I prefer to not be dragged to the bottom of a 14-foot deep pool. All right.
But, and keep in mind, I got really long hair in a ponytail hanging in my back. So I'm like, all right, she blows. I'm pulling. I'm like, oh, yes, I finally get to swim with dolphins. I'm so excited. And I'm sitting there, and she blows the whistle. Now she releases the older dolphin. Dolphin's coming for me, and I'm sitting there like this. And the photographer got his camera, he's going, and I'm like this, and I'm like, oh my God. They're like, what? I was like, something just went between my legs and it scraped me. And I'm like,
oh, because you're 14
I'm kicking
feet
my
pool,
legs.
So you're not standing there. You're literally like
I am moving my legs like this, treading the water, staying above with the life jacket.
Oh, I don't like that.
And it went through me, and when it went through me, it brushed on me.
Yeah.
And they were like, blowing the whistle to call the old lady back because she's older. So whoever's in the pool might make her angry, whatever. Yeah. I'm in the middle of the pool. They're like, swim to the buoy. I'm
like, why is this happening to me?
I was like, I ain't moving. Why am I swimming to the buoy? And then they're like, oh, SpongeBob's loose in the pool. Like, oh my God. I forget what this dolphin's name was, but it was so nonchalant that I was like, who? And they were like, blowing the whistle. This dolphin was not listening whatsoever. Finally, they just blew the whistle so hard that it popped its head up to its trainer. The trainer failed to watch its dolphin get loose, and it was in the pool messing with me.
Wow.
It was like 2 minutes. This dolphin kept going around. It didn't want to go back.
That's why they tell you, they give you all those instructions. They tell you need to do what you need to do because something like that will happen.
They swim to the buoy. I said, I'm not moving. You better get this dolphin. And I'm like this, and you like, I bought the picture. I actually have it in my album. I would too.
How could you not?
You can see my face when I knew something was underneath me, in between my legs.
Because they're just steady snapping pictures.
It was just going around me, like trying to put me. So then finally they had the dolphin, and then the mama bear came out. She got me. She pulled me back. But yeah, it was like an experience that not many people.
You got your money's worth. That's definitely. It's not like you just went in. You know, you paid what you paid. You went in. And
I went and got my money's worth. That was that. Put it this way, that was a mortgage payment to swim with dolphins for 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
At least it was 30. I'm surprised it wasn't less.
I'm telling you, when I saw how many people were in
You're also
chairs,
in Miami.
I said, for what I paid to swim with these dolphins, I looked at him. I was like, they better be over there with all them with the one dolphin.
I want all the dolphins.
I want all the dolphins. And it worked in my favor. So, like, when we did that back in the summer, like, it was so much fun. Like, that was a living experience.
Yeah. That's something,
a year before that.
You don't do it all the time. That was, like, the only time you really did it.
Yeah, and then the year before that, I
was
went
that for your, because you didn't, like, renew vows or anything. That was for, like, your anniversary, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember you said you kind of, like, wanted to do a big thing in Miami. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, it was like snowing here or something. Yeah. It was nasty here. You're down in Miami on the beach. Yeah.
Yeah. But I got one more good conspiracy theory real quick before we take a quick break.
Okay.
Princess Diana's murder.
Ooh, good one.
This was a good one. I remember this when I was a little girl when this happened.
See, I don't remember much about it.
Yeah.
I've like heard. I wasn't like into my family. Never really paid attention to the royal family.
But yeah, so within hours of Princess Diana's death on August 31st, 1997 in Paris Highway Tunnel, conspiracy theories swirled, as was the case with the death of John F. Kennedy. The idea that such a beloved and high-profile figure could be killed so suddenly was a shock. This is especially true of Princess Diana. Royalty die of old age, political intrigue, and eating too much rich food. They don't get killed by common drunk drivers.
Correct.
Unlike many conspiracy theories, though, this one had a billionaire prompting it. Mohammed Al-Fayed, the father of Dodi Al-Fayed, who was killed along with Diana. Al-Fayed claims that the accident was in fact an assassination by the British intelligence agencies, as the request of the royal family. Well, all right, well, listen to this one. El Fayed claims were examined and dismissed as baseless by a 2016 inquiry the following year at Diana's inquest. The coroner stated that the conspiracy theory advanced by Mohammed Al Fayed has been minutely examined and shown to be without any substance. On April 7, 2008, the coroner's jury concluded that Diana and Al Fayed were unlawfully killed due to negligence by their drunken chauffeur and pursuing paparazzi.
Yeah,
So now they're trying to say
they're trying to cover it, saying it's a drunk driver. But I also heard stories about the royal family not happy with the relationship. They didn't really like her like that, so they kind of you know what I mean. Like the government took them out.
Doesn't it make you think too? Like, how can you just kill people and get away with it, right? But somebody sells pot and goes to jail for life, and now it's legal to buy. Like, why is it okay for people to have endless money, live so high up, and us down working class struggle? But if I punch you in your face, I get all these crazy charges. They kill someone and they walk freely. It makes you think.
There's been a lot of cases, even recently. Like I think I don't even know the name of it. I had scrolled past the video. The guy was in prison for like 20 years for falsely being accused of killing somebody. Didn't even do it.
That's crazy.
Didn't even do it. It was like millions of dollars he just sued for or something like that. But like now you just wasted, I don't know, a quarter of your life, 20 years. You know what I mean?
Did you see on the news recently, there was a guy that just died in California, and he was very well known within his church community. They went to lay him to rest to find out that when they did his DNA, because his ID didn't match up, this guy was wanted for a crime 20 years ago for rape of a child.
What?
He faked his death, and the government
came up with a whole new identity
and created a whole new identity and lived in California. And when these people found out, they're like, "No, there's no way." And they're like, "Yeah, wait, this dude faked his death."
That's crazy.
Yep. It's crazy to think what people. So
it's conspiracies.
It makes you think, man.
Yeah, some crazy conspiracies. I like that stuff. Stuff that makes you think, and you're kind of just like, wow. Yeah, but.
All right. Well, we're gonna take a quick break and watch Chef Billy cook us up a platter today.
Chicken stir fry and rice.
Can't wait.
So, yeah.
All right.
Stay tuned.
All right. Ooh. And if y'all was wondering, that dish was delicious.
It was. I just feel the warmth from the wine.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That makes two of us. Yeah. That wine has done in.
Well, coming back from the break, we were talking about kind of like crazy stories or yeah, I guess so, right? Crazy stories that you've kind of experienced in your previous places of employment.
Yeah.
So, I worked for a corporate chain restaurant. I absolutely hated it. The only reason I liked it is actually where I met one of my best friends. Started on a Friday night on like the busiest station, and she gave me death stares, and
Mm.
like was not about it. So whatever. As most females enjoy food, I started offering. We had these little desserts that had chocolate in it and it had marshmallows and stuff. So I was like, "You want some marshmallows?" She'd be like, "Yeah," and like we eventually became friends over me feeding her marshmallows and our hatred of mustard together together.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, that place was crazy. The GM and the kitchen manager at the time had a little thing going on, and we're taking vacations at the same time. And then next thing you know, they weren't there anymore. And
You ever hear you don't sleep where you eat?
oh yeah, don't dip your pen in
Okay.
company ink.
Yeah. Huh?
Don't dip your pen in company ink.
Yeah. I work for this very, 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 very big chain company a little while back. We'll say that.
Keep it a little generic.
Yeah. And I was new there. I was in training, trying to get the swing of things, trying to understand every associate and whatnot. And needless to say, you learn real quick who is who. And yeah, I was standing there one day, and the associate decided he was going to come forward to the managers to tell him he needed to leave, that he had an accident, and they kind of acted like they were too busy to talk to him and decided to refer him to the new manager in training. So he come on up to my desk to tell me he gotta go, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna use my UPT. I was like, all right, that's fine.
Which is that like unpaid time?
Unpaid time
Okay.
off, yeah. So I was like, all right, that's fine. Put it in. It should go through as soon as you clock out. And needless to say, the fan was blowing pretty high. And I got smacked in the face with this smell. And I was like, whoa. I was like, well, I know I didn't do anything. So I don't know where this is coming from. So he's still kind of talking and going, and you can't get him to stop the conversation. And I'm looking around, and I see the other managers are cracking the fuck up over there. And I'm like, oh,
it's like a
they
test.
they knew what they did. They knew what they set up. And I'm like, all right, y'all think you funny, but I know I smell something, but I gotta find where the source is. Well, needless to say, when he walked away, he was caked from the back. And pretty much, I was informed that this specific person does this all the time, and they go home.
Like on purpose?
I don't know if it's on purpose. I don't know if it's a
That's
medical
very
condition,
unfortunate either way, because
but
that's not.
it's unfortunate for me because I didn't know this, and they set me up by having him come to me to tell
So
me
you didn't
he
even
had to
know
go.
the situation of that.
No, because if I did, I would have made sure I had a mask
Yeah.
on because it was not pretty after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they all thought it was funny. So
Yeah.
we all have
That's
our
kind of
jokes,
crazy.
but
Yeah.
shout
It's
out.
just experiences working at certain places.
Yeah.
The bathrooms I've noticed at multiple places I've worked. You would think it's the men's bathroom
Oh,
that
no.
is disgusting, which sometimes it is because it smells like piss and those little tablets they put in the urinals. But the women
are nasty.
the boogers and the feminine products.
Shout out to the company that we both worked at. They know who they are because they know they be watching this. Those bathrooms is filthy.
Yeah.
The girls' bathroom was horrendous.
But that's not even this there.
Ladies, come on. Let's come to realization, right? You go into the bathroom and there's 6 stalls, and you go in one. Why is it when another person walks in the bathroom and added 6 stalls, one's taken, so there's 5 open? Why do you choose the stall next to the person that's in the stall? Keep the distance.
That's funny because this is like an unspoken rule for men. I don't know if you know this, and Mike will probably agree. When you walk into the restroom and there's another man standing at the urinal, you automatically either, depending on where they stand, like there's a whole quiz you can see. It's like, okay, if they stand here, do you stand 2 over or 1 over? Like why?
Keep the space, man. Keep the space. It's just, I don't know. To me, I think it's just, I want my personal space. I don't know you. I have to go to the bathroom. Yeah. Why are you sitting right next to me?
I like the single, solo bathrooms.
Yes.
A toilet and a sink.
Yeah.
Like just me, myself, and I. But it's
I don't know, man. There's a lot of horror stories that come with that building. It was winter time, and somebody used the front door of the company building, and they was just walking gracefully across the parking lot and didn't realize there's this thing called black ice. And the black ice and them greeted each other that day, and they just kind of slipped, and all you saw was Cheetos in the air. And I remember that was the highlight of the building for the longest, was the fact that the Cheetos. Like, you didn't see nobody go down, you didn't see no one slide. Like, all you saw was Cheetos in the air. So
that's a lot of the what the fuck moments. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you'd see certain things, and you're just like, I'm not even gonna question it because it's just a thing.
It's just funny.
Yeah.
When you think
I've seen a lot of people fall outside, like through that parking lot and stuff. Like, it was crazy. We used to at midnights, like, you'd salt. You'd have to constantly salt, and I'm like, all right, there goes another incident report. And
I remember I went in one night for a midnight shift, and it was snowing outside, and I walked across that parking lot, and it took me. And I just laid in the middle. I said, you know what? I'm down. It's on camera. Anybody's out here is going to see it. I'm down.
There's just certain people I wouldn't tell, because if you tell certain people, they're going to pull the footage and use it against you.
That's because they corny. Let's be realistic, okay? Because, all right, so I remember this one time, and I'll admit it. I was sitting up at the manager's desk, and I stood up to grab something, went to sit down, and the chair was not where it was supposed to be. So when I went down, I fell on the ground on my butt, and our assistant site manager was next to me. I was like, oh no, man, this person's seen this. The whole building is gonna know this. So I jumped up real quick and pulled the chair underneath of me and sat down real quiet, gracefully.
Well, and when you fall in that room, everybody knows.
Everyone knows. And then the cameras, you get every angle. So
literally every angle.
Pretty much, long story short, I tried to play it off, and I sat down and started typing on the computer. And this assistant site manager looked over and was like, did you just fall?
I will never tell you.
I was like, no, what are you talking about? I've been sitting here the whole time. It was like, nah, bitch, you just fell. And I was like, no, I didn't. And he went into the camera and he pulled the feed, and
you knew you were screwed at that point.
My ass. I'm like, yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. Luckily, I never took like crazy. Like, I've tripped on my own feet, or like coming up the steps. Like, I trip on the steps going up. Anywhere. But
I do all the time. I walk into walls visibly in front of me.
We get calls now, and people are like, oh, well, we had a fire over the weekend. I'm like, oh my god, like, is everything okay? And they're like, yeah, we're fine, but we're gonna need repairs. I'm like, thank God your alarm went off, man.
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
Yeah. Get a smoke detector. Smoke detectors are very important, and so are carbon monoxide alarms. I cannot stress that enough. That's why I wouldn't touch your stove until you got a carbon monoxide alarm. Oh my god.
I remember the one that I had, it was actually on the news, where it was I'm not going to say the alarm company, but they were pretty much up and coming, and you could go to your local Sam's Club and buy them on the shelf. We'll put it that way. But pretty much somebody had a camera system.
I think I know which one you're going to talk about.
They had the camera turned off, and it was an old guy on a couch with a young kid. And me being a mother and having 2 children, I'm not cool with that, with the whole way that image looked.
It was a fire alarm that went off, I think, right?
Yeah, it was some kind of fire alarm. But when the alarm went off, the camera activated and started recording. Well, it was recording what this guy was doing with this kid. And needless to say, you call him and he acts like everything's okay. He says, like, I'm laying in bed. I didn't know my alarm went off, but everything's all right. Disregard. Here's my passcode. But you say you're laying in bed, but your camera has you on your couch.
You're sitting on your couch, right?
With an underage kid in his underwear.
I remember you getting this because you called, I think it was like every 10 minutes. You were like, I need to know that this kid is okay. And you were like, I'm getting the chills talking about it. You were like, I need to know. And they were like, we don't have an update. We don't have an update. And you just called and called. I think until the end of your shift.
Yep.
Because it was like hours later and you were still trying to call and you still never.
Because being a mom.
They probably would have never told you anyway, but.
They did give information, which was nice, because it's like being a mom and you see something like that. You're like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, man.
And, I kept, like you said, kept calling. And finally it was on the news. And then finally you get a hold of them and they're like, yeah, we arrested an older gentleman. He's been taken into custody in prison. and we have taken a younger child into custody as well, waiting for his parents to arrive and stuff. And it's like, man, there are so many sick people in this world. You're so sick that you have an alarm system that's supposed to protect
And the
your
crazy
home,
part is they have
but you got caught.
they have to give permission for at that time us to get the recording.
Yes.
So like, that's what happens when you don't. They either didn't read fine print or they
sure didn't.
But
and that's what you get
but
when
you can't
want to
ignore
buy a
something
security
like that,
system
and
to protect you, but you're not doing what's right. Then yes, you deserve to get caught 100%. Oh man, what other stories? Shout out to always trying to scare me with Freddy Krueger, because y'all know I don't mess
bro,
with
I was so
him.
mad. I was trying to pull up Freddy Krueger, and Freddie Mercury kept coming up in the Google chat.
Oh, when I tapped your computer the one day. I was
getting so mad.
You kept trying to do Freddy Krueger. I'm like, Freddy boop, Freddy boop. Nope, you're not about to get me.
That was funny.
Or the time that they know who they are.
I was gonna say
they changed my background when I stepped out to go do something, and I came back and unlocked my computer, and it was Freddy Krueger, and I like screamed.
That's why I used to like when the doors were always open, because I could hear you scream from the other room.
Yeah, you know, I don't mess with Freddy.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day because we were telling them about how like we decorated for the holidays and stuff. And that Jerry had made the Freddy and Jason life-size figures, and then the clown on the wall. And I was talking about like how people would walk around because they didn't want to walk past the clown, and like you would walk around Freddy because you don't want nothing to do with him.
Nope, I would take the longest route around. I don't play with Freddy.
That was too realistic. Too realistic.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was crazy realistic. And then the mask they had in the attic, and you know who you were. You kept going up there trying to grab it and scare me. I don't do Freddy.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, yeah.
I think it was a great episode.
Yeah, I think so too. Thanks for coming back, everybody who stayed till the end. It's a little bit of a long time, so let us know if you like long ones, short ones. My attention span probably depends on what we would be talking about, but my attention span I don't think would last that long.
Yeah.
So if you don't like the long videos, let us know.
If you have a
I'm
topic
sure we won't mind
you
making
want
shorter,
to hear about, a recipe you want to see, jokes you want to use on a component.
Yeah, preferably savory recipes. Baking, like I will bake. Yeah. But I don't do like crazy desserts. Like I won't make like I don't know. It's probably not crazy to anybody else, but like cannolis, I won't do like I'll do cupcakes, cakes, pops, and stuff like I was selling and stuff like that. But everything else, like I'll do like that stir fry and stuff and the savory. I'm always down for a new recipe. So,
I mean, any ideas, suggestions, anything you want to talk about, anything you want to say, message it on over. We plan on it within the next couple weeks. Start having some co-hosts on the show. So if there's a topic you want to talk about and you want to be featured on it, reach out. We'll get it scheduled. We'll get it put in, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, that's funny. Same brain length.
Yeah, see.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.